The Vault of Shadows. In the heart of a forgotten town where the streets whispered secrets and the air carried a musk of nostalgia, sat the dilapidated Sinclair Theater. Long abandoned, its marquee lights were nothing but a rusted memory, and the faded posters on the crumbling walls begged for the attention of a world that had moved on. Once, it had been a grand establishment, showcasing the magic of cinema, but waves of neglect had ushered it into obscurity. Rumor had it that somewhere within the theater, tucked away in an old storage room, lay a collection of unaired films, projects that had never seen the light of a projector. Jamie, an aspiring filmmaker and lover of the forgotten arts, had heard whispers of these films from an elderly man who had once worked the projection booth. Curiosity gnawed at him, and he decided to seek out the truth of these hidden treasures. One fog-laden evening, drawn by an inexplicable urge, Jamie pushed open the creaking doors of the Sinclair Theater. The smell of mildew was thick in the air, and the sound of his footsteps echoed ominously against the walls. He took a deep breath and stepped into the decaying lobby, peeling wallpaper revealing shadows of a brighter past. It felt as if the very walls were watching him, reminiscing about the laughter and applause they once knew. Finding the storage room was an adventure on its own. After squeezing through narrow passages and stepping carefully over broken seats, he finally found a door marked, "Staff Only." With a gentle shove, he pushed the door open and found himself in a dim room, cluttered with dusty film cans and forgotten memorabilia. His heart raced with excitement. Among the stacks, he discovered a particularly ornate can, engraved with gold lettering that read, "The Last Dance." Ignoring the chill that traveled down his spine, he carefully pulled it from the pile. The film felt strangely warm in his hands, illuminated by a soft light that emerged from within it. It was as if it pulsed with life. Jamie hastily set up a makeshift projector he had brought along, heart-hammering as he threaded the film through its dark metal teeth. As the flickering light illuminated the cavernous space, he felt an anxious thrill wash over him. The screen glowed to life, revealing a black and white film about a group of dancers preparing for a grand performance. The movements were elegant, graceful, each dancer gliding with a haunting beauty. But as the film progressed, oddities began to surface. The dancers' smiles grew strained, their movements erratic. A shadow flitted through the background, something that shouldn't be there, an amorphous silhouette drawing closer to the dancers, its presence unsettling. The laughter of the audience faded away, replaced by a low, almost menacing hum. Jamie squirmed in his seat, the pleasure of discovery turning into dread. As the performance reached its climax, everything went still. The screen flickered, and the dark shape lunged toward the nearest dancer. Jamie could feel the air grow heavy, suffocating, as if the room around him were inhaling sharply. The dancer screamed in silent agony, her face contorting into a frozen expression of horror, and the film snapped, plunging the room into darkness. Heart-pounding, Jamie fought the urge to flee. What had he just witnessed? With shaking hands, he fastened the film can's lid, as if trying to contain something uncontainable. But as he turned to leave, the shadows seemed to swell around him, growing limbs, fingers, and faces that whispered his name in forgotten tongues. Panic surged, and Jamie stumbled backward, fear urging him to run. Yet, as he spun around, the door to the storage room slammed shut, trapping him within the ghostly confines of the theater's heart. The screen flickered back to life, illuminating the insidious figure that now prowled the edges of the film. An insatiable hunger lurked in the shadows, yearning for a soul to claim. Jamie's breath quickened, he was no longer a mere spectator. The whispers turned into screams, echoing with resentment and agony, the echoes of those who had danced before him, lost to the dark void of obscurity. They were desperate now, begging for release, for someone to acknowledge the horror hidden within the film. In a final act of desperation, Jamie grabbed the film can and ran toward the fixed projection beam as the shadows stretched toward him, clawing with a ravenous need. With a wild swing, he hurled the can into the projector, praying it would shatter the cursed reel. It smashed against the metal, splintering open, and in that moment, the theater erupted in chaotic screams. Dancers twirled in agony, their souls freed, while the shadow let out a wail that shook the rafters. And then silence reigned. The Sinclair Theater remained silent once more, save for the whisper of the wind as it billowed through the cracks. Jamie lay crumpled on the floor, shaken but alive. The ghosts of the dancers had vanished, liberating him from their curse, but he knew he could never forget the haunting sound of their screams. As he emerged from the building, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the town in twilight. The Sinclair Theater remained, a mausoleum for the lost art it once cradled, and Jamie understood then that some films were best left unaired, hidden away in the inky depths of forgotten memory, forever unspooled, forever dark.